Hello there, Grotz. Wobsy, hope you're doing well today. Welcome to the Silent Kingdom demo. Gonna check this out. Look pretty interesting. I mean, the main protagonist or heroine is indeed a redhead. And if you've been to my streams, you know that we definitely like our redheads. Without further ado, let's go in. Let's see what this has to offer. Hearken to me, thou who gazed upon the world with brazen pride, and as a mere mortal deemed thyself higher than the divine weaving. From thy grasp I shall wrest the suns and moons. No longer shall the stars shine for thee. But the twilight of a kingdom is tender and serene, akin to the sweetest demise. For such is the benevolence and depths of mine affection.
Princess? Princess?
We'll stick with the name right now. I could name it something else, but probably better to stick with Erinys.
I can name him. Princess, wake up. By the goddess's grace, your kingdom has awakened, and so must you.
Everything starts with Denise's voice. Dawn descends upon the kingdom, and I wake up in my bedroom a little disorientated. Just a bit longer.
By the goddess, how can you be so lazy sometimes? Up you get. Today's a special day.
A special day?
Of course, today's your 13th birthday. Had you forgotten?
He's 13. X'd it out.
Did I not turn 13 quite a few years ago? Look at me, I don't think I'm... What nonsense are you uttering now? No more dawdling. Pick out one of your best dresses. His Majesty awaits.
Interesting, okay. I'm gonna say, like, look at her, she's definitely not 13. And she even said it herself, so, there's some shenanigans going on here. I don't like this premise already.
Oh, you always do say you prefer getting dressed on your own, but if you need any help... No, I'm fine. Very well. In that case, I shall take my leave and help with the preparations for tonight's banquet. It's not every day that the princess has a birthday. And don't forget to pay your father a visit when you're ready. I will. Peace at last. Denise has tended to me for as long as I can remember. I hold her in very high regard, but sometimes she can be a bit tiresome. A banquet, huh? The idea somehow sounds rather odd to me.
We ran was on the arrow keys. Interact with E, space, or enter. Well, I'm using the controller right now, so I'm going to assume A is to interact.
This again. All my dresses seem too small for me. I must tell Denise. Why does it keep slipping my mind? For now, I'll leave like this. There's nothing inside this closet that I could possibly wear.
You're wearing quite a short nightie at the moment, my dear. I don't think it's proper for a princess to be walking around in an outfit such as this. Or running, even. Is there any cake? No. Okay, they did censor her cake a little bit. That's alright. That's fine by me.
My 13th birthday? That makes no sense. I stopped being a child long ago, although I cannot seem to remember when. From here I can see most of the gardens. Beyond them is barely anything to behold, save for the mountains in the distance. I was told that the kingdom is vastly different beyond the citadel's walls. Oh, I can see little Chrono with his wooden sword, training bright and early this morning.
It's gonna be rather awkward if everyone is going to like be by this something that she's actually 13. Can I escape down this? That looks like it's something I can interact with eventually. Maybe not at the moment, but down the line. Sometimes you'll find spots you can interact with. Some of them might unlock new scenes, so pay attention. I'm just gonna have a nice little cup of tea in the morning.
Oh, good morning, Princess. Do you know where my father is? His Majesty is currently convening with his generals in the war room. I'm afraid he won't allow any interruptions until the meeting is over. Why don't you take a walk around the gardens in the meantime? It's such a beautiful day.
Thank you. I shall do that.
Have a nice morning. With your permission, I shall return to my duties. I suppose I could go to the gardens to train with Chrono.
You dash with shift or just turn always dash on in the options menus. Escape. Now, I don't know if this is like an RPG Maker game or not, but I do know that it has some turn-based combat.
Happy birthday, Princess. There's a lot to prepare for tonight's banquet.
Interesting that no one's mentioning that we're basically running around the castle in a nightie. But okay. I feel like it'd be very improper for us to enter the, where our father is.
It's locked. It's locked. I should have the key in my room.
We do? As a princess of this nation, I would rather be a little bit more, well, dressed. Thank you. There's the chest key. Right, what's in the box? What's in the box?
Oh, a potion.
Okay, so it wasn't closed, but it was a potion. I'm sure the potion will be helpful. Hopefully the potion is a healing potion and not a killing potion. By the goddess Argus, what are you doing placing scientific literature in the fiction section? Oh, I'm sorry, Professor. I wasn't paying due attention. You've had your head in the clouds for the whole morning. What troubles haunt you? Oh, Professor, you saw her too, didn't you? The beautiful woman who walked alongside His Majesty. Oh, for the goddess's sake, I should have known that a woman was the source of your distraction. Oh, this is no ordinary woman. Her smile was so enigmatic when she glanced at me. Who might she be? Oh, lad, I could dedicate my whole life to studying every corner of this land. And yet I'd remain ignorant of the matters concerning His Majesty and his mysterious guests. However, upon seeing the mess that she had turned you into, I might as well conclude she's a witch. Oh, now, finish arranging those books. Best not think about people who belong to different worlds. No, excuse me, I want to look in this room. Oh, Princess Eridas, have you by chance seen my history book? I don't know where I left it. It's probably up here. Oh, to read the fable of the White Rose King. I will do. Long, long ago, there was nothing left but a kingdom on the brink of oblivion. Nobles and commoners united in a desperate attempt to start over. They would elect a new king who could keep them safe while the known world fell apart. The nobles who wished to preserve their power above all things approached the king with offerings. To save your kingdom, said the first, I offer 1,000 men and their 1,000 sons, who will shed their last drop of blood to defend this kingdom and you. The second one approached. To save your kingdom, he said, I offer the sacrifice of 1,000 animals to the goddess. We will paint the gates of the kingdom with their entrails and thus instill fear in our enemies. And after listening to the nobles who are gradually shaping the new world, a witch approached the king with another offering. To save your kingdom, she said, I give you a single white rose that will stick in your heart. That you will stick in your heart. white and gentle in the calm, red and lacerating in the storm. It will rip from you a tear for every fallen man, and from each one will be born a rose seed that you will plant in your garden. Do this, and you will be the most worthy king of all. Do this, and you will save
your kingdom. I never tire of reading this fable.
I am sure that that will have some sort of importance down the line. Now that looks to me like a secret door.
It looks like a philosophy book.
Oh, good morning, princess. Even if it's your birthday today, your lessons shall start at the same hour as always. Be ready.
Yes, Professor. I heard you speak of that woman earlier.
It seems that your father's mysterious guest is arousing great interest and curiosity.
I must admit, I'm concerned.
Oh, in that case, let me remind you of something. You are the legitimate heir to the throne, and by the circumstances of your birth, this is an irrevocable fact.
I wasn't thinking about that.
And then you do well to trust the king's judgment too. Now, enjoy the morning until lesson time.
How stressful. This kind of celebration is always so unrewarding. It just gives us lots of extra work. Despite the extra work, I'm excited. Think of all the radiant nobles we'll see tonight. The dresses, the music. Oh, you're dreaming a bit too much. None of that has anything to do with us. You're such a grouch. And you're a ditz. Oh, Princess, we didn't expect you here. Princess, we're preparing the banquet held in your honor tonight.
I appreciate your hard work.
And I hope that you enjoy the celebrations as well tonight. You deserve it. I say this, yet truthfully I have a feeling that they will not be attending the banquet. But Princess, thank you. We shall do our best. You think I'll catch the eye of a noble tonight? Why is His Majesty convening with his generals on a day of celebrations? Do you think the situation with the terrors has worsened? Shh! Just think about it. Frightens me. I've heard stories about terrors that would rob you of your sleep for weeks. Happy birthday, Princess. May the goddess's blessings be upon you.
Alright, little kid. What are you up to? Remember, everyone else sees us as 13 years old for some reason.
You seem lively this morning.
Like, you have been running around in that outfit, my dear. Goddamn. I mean, they're all thinking she looks like 13, so maybe she shouldn't look like that to them, but still. To us, we're getting a treat, because she ain't.
No, I mean, happy birthday, Princess. Is something the matter? No, it's nothing. You're a terrible liar. Did you know that? I don't mean to lie. It's just, it really is nothing.
Is he the only one who's noticed that maybe we're older than we actually are, and also, yeah.
All right. Chrono's grandmother has set my family as the oracle for 3 generations. He's been instructed since very young to become my squire, though he's still a child. So, training even on a day of celebrations. Of course, if I want to become a proper squire for my princess, I cannot neglect even a single day of training. He takes it really seriously.
I will encourage this lad.
There'll be none as loyal and honourable as you, Chrono.
The child's eyes seem to shine. The princess's words are enough to stoke the fire within him.
Oh, you really think so? I'll greatly appreciate your words.
Honestly, mate, Chrono, if I was in your position and I was you, I too would be like, oh my god.
Princess, it is said that the terrors who raise our lands grows more numerous by the day. It is rumoured that there will soon be war. And and I fear that you might march into battle without me, or I might be regarded too young or considered unprepared. Chrono? Why don't you show me your progress? Oh, you wish to train with me, Princess? Are there no other matters you should tend to first?
Are you exploring and start training? Let's begin. I'm ready. I didn't find the history book, so, like, whatever. If I could find it, then hooray, but whatever. Ooh. In addition to your normal attacks, you will gain different skills. I mean, this feels a little mean to the lad. We have his white hand, and he's got a wooden sword and shield. Some skills require TP. Okay. Rex Imperia. Okay. When the princess performs a normal attack, you can chain a second attack by pressing OK at the right moment. To achieve this, press OK when the princess's sword hits the ground, as shown in the image. Don't press too early or too late. Alright, let's go on with this. Reminds me of Legend of Dragoon. Oh, so I can't chain it into 3 attacks. I'm going to do 2 attacks. That's okay. Are you trying to kill me? I've killed him. We have destroyed Chrono. No more is the terror going to rule this land. We are free of the demon. Oh no, he's still alive.
Well fought, Chrono. Thank you, Princess. I shall practice harder. Princess, I bring a message from Professor Solomon. I applaud you not neglecting your training even on a day of celebration. But let us not forget that cultivating your mind is equally important. Well, time for my daily lessons.
I would like to invite Chrono to come as well.
Chrono, why don't you accompany me for today's lessons? May I? Of course. As the professor once said, a literate squire is worth 2 men. I'm really thankful. Come, let's go to the library.
Well, I'd like today's lesson to be a revision. This way, we can also assess young Chrono's knowledge.
Yes, sir.
Oh, let's take a look at this map. There are we the ones on the west then, Cristaria. What would you like to review, Princess? Continent of Harmonia. Our continent receives its name from the goddess Harmonia, maker of all things. Our oldest manuscripts detail how the goddess was responsible for splitting the world into 4 kingdoms and selecting the first kings. Has there been any war between the kingdoms? What's beyond Harmonia? The continent of Harmonia is surrounded by the sea, upon which a thick fog sits and from which no ship has ever returned.
Oh, the fog swallows ships as if it were alive.
Ah, that's indeed a curious theory, young Chrono. But yes, for simplicity's sake, we can say that this fog swallows ships whole. Following several fruitless attempts at crossing it, the old monarchs concluded that, beyond our borders, there is simply nothing.
We are the only ones who exist in this world.
That's the general consensus. The goddess created this continent and all who dwell on it, nothing more or less.
What do you personally believe?
My only belief is that any personal conjecture regarding this matter will be lacking in proof, and therefore in relevance. Has there ever been any war between the kingdoms? There have been no documented wars in the 400 years of known history. The kingdoms have been allies at best, and at worst neutral.
The armies of the kingdoms only march against terrors, do they not?
Not just terrors. They also keep bandits and similar factions at bay. Sometimes human beings can be just as predatory. Let's change the subject. The 4 kingdoms. Our kingdom, Cristaria, is located here at the western end of the continent. Under the rule of King Alexander D. Cristaria, our economy thrives, with our legendary forges playing no small part in our enviable status. Furthermore, it could be said that we are also in possession of the largest army throughout the entirety of the Four Kingdoms.
It is true that there are no longer any dragons left.
I understand your enthusiasm for such mythical creatures, but if they still existed, there's a good chance that we'd have been exterminated by now.
Oh no.
Our most direct frontier connects us to Fortuna, also called the Kingdom of Flowers, ruled by King Midas de Fortuna. This kingdom is especially famous for producing the finest and most beautiful fabrics that can be found within the entire continent. Furthermore, its king is on very good terms with your father, and has visited us on several occasions. I suppose you remember meeting Princess Megaria.
Well, we got along in the end. I must confess that my first impression of her wasn't very favourable. I found her rather arrogant. On top of that, she enjoyed pestering Chrono. I remembered it. However, as the day went on and we got to know each other better, she seemed more appreciative, and I understood that she wasn't a bad girl.
It pleases me to hear that. You were young, yet you managed to set your disagreements aside like proper princesses. Anyway, back to the lesson. The next kingdom is located to the north, the sacred kingdom of Lecticia, ruled by King Zephyr von Lectica. It is strong and prosperous with considerable military might, almost as formidable as our own. Direct access is limited by the mountains of Penance, home of the Ashen. Regardless, our two nations engage in active trade with one another through Fortuna and maritime routes. Due to a deal brokered with the neighbouring kingdom of Somnia, they conduct a vast operation of mining activities on their lands. They then sell the resulting precious metals to us in Cristaria, metals which are unique to the entire continent. I shall also add that their Princess Alecto is receiving an arduous military training. In the future, she expected to occupy a high position in the army, just like you. I don't know if I'm ready.
From as far back as my earliest memories, I've been trained and taught all there is to know about combat, but I lack experience against a real foe. Confident in my own abilities though I may be, I hope to not be careless or reckless when facing the unknown.
In the frigid lands to the east lies the Four Kingdoms, Somnia, ruled by King Nestor is Somnia. Somnia is the region most affected by terrors, so much that over half of it currently lies in ruins. The other half survives only thanks to Lectia's protection, in exchange for allowing them to mine Somnia's rare metals from their own lands. And there is a great deal of concern about the future of this kingdom.
You once told me that Somnia's princess had never left her castle, just like me.
So each continent has their own princess, there is no princes. Interesting. That is correct. Princess Tisiphone rarely shows herself. Due to the delicate situation with the terrors, some sovereigns have decided to protect their princesses to the fullest. Somnia's more than any other. I trust you know why it is so important to protect you. I don't. At the very least, you must be aware of the incredible phenomenon that surrounded your birth. The four princesses were born on exactly the same day at exactly the same hour.
Yes, I'm aware of that. Also the fact that no queen survived the labour.
Interested. Chronoverses gazed the ground in a respectful manner. There is simply no way to explain such extraordinary coincidences other than accepting that they were the result of divine intervention. This is why it is believed that the princesses have been sent by the goddess herself. Many will affirm that you are fated to end the misfortunes that devastate this land.
But are we really certain that this is what is expected from us? So far there haven't been any other signs.
You are still young, just a child in the eyes of the world. Only time shall reveal the goddess's plans, and thus your destiny.
Time. I feel that time is somehow escaping from me. slipping between my fingers.
It will be interesting if they're still 13 in terms of like their appearance as well, because we definitely are not, as she even established ourselves.
My gaze met Kronos' for a moment. He seems very serious. I don't know what it is, but today he's looking at me strangely. I drown out the thoughts and glance back at the map strewn across the table's surface.
You once again, love, you are running around in a nightie and you've got quite the side boob going on. He can probably see you in your adult form. Oh, it was a few years before you were born when we received blood-curdling news from Somnia. When the sun rose that day, a small village had been completely decimated, devoured by a horde of monstrous fiends unlike any ever seen before. Kronos was thickly impressed by the story. Soon, their menace extended throughout the other kingdoms, forcing them to strengthen and consolidate their armies.
I have never seen a terror. From this castle, they sound more like creatures of legend than reality.
Oh, this castle is the safest place in the whole kingdom. We're undoubtedly privileged to live here. But terrors are very real, I can guarantee you that.
Have you seen any yourself?
Yes, I have, and let me tell you, it's not something you can easily forget.
Do they look like how they're drawn in books?
The depictions portrayed in books are quite reliable, yes. But someday you'll realize that reality is far more terrifying than what you merely see on paper.
The professor adjusts his glasses, appearing as if he needs to distract himself from thought.
In any case, Princess, you are much braver than I. Stronger too, in fact. When the day comes that your father considers you ready for battle, I harbor no doubt that you shall be perfectly prepared to face them. The same applies to you, young Chrono. If you keep training diligently, you shall become a magnificent terror killer.
Oh, yes, sir. I take a moment to observe the sketch of the monster in the book, as I have many times before. I begin to recall the gravely injured soldier at the castle's gates, his shoulder ripped and his face shaken. Father didn't want me to look, but I did. Since then, I haven't forgotten.
Where did they come from? I'm afraid that question remains unanswered. Some believe that it was the fog from which they emerged, but we are uncertain if there are lands beyond it. No foreign ships have ever been spotted. Others say that terrors crawled from the ground itself, as if our continent was sick or subject to some powerful manner of witchcraft. We cannot even ask the terrors themselves, for they lack the capacity for speech. The only thing we know for certain is that we know nothing. Very well, Princess, young Chrono. That'll be all for today.
Oh, thank you for having me. I've learned quite a lot. Thank you for the lessons, Professor. Will I see you at the banquet?
I shall show up, of course. The birthday of the four princesses is an event that concerns the whole continent. I should count myself no exception.
Until this evening, then.
Oh, is it my party? That's cute. Tomorrow we shall review the names of every mountain on the continent. Be prepared. Okay, he's not here at the moment. That kind of shocks.
Oh, Princess, I'm taking my leave. Thank you for everything.
You're welcome, Chrono.
But before I go, I have a request.
What is it?
It's about my grandmother. She said that she would like to see you today before dusk to wish you a happy birthday.
Oh, so I have her permission to visit?
Yes, she's eagerly expecting you. Besides, she seems a bit stressed these days. Perhaps you could cheer her up.
Understood. It shall be a true honor to visit the Oracle.
Thank you, Princess. Remember that my house is the one by the lake to the east.
Okay, interesting. A woman's voice can be heard from inside, warm and cracked by age.
Oh, Princess, please come in. Please come closer and let these tired eyes take a good look at you. I'm sure you look beautiful today.
Why is it suddenly all very ominous to music? I'm very scared right now.
I walk closer, thankful for the privilege of being in her presence. As the oracle and one whom has served the crown for several generations, it is her duty to live isolated, away from all possible interruptions. Only her grandson Crono and my father the king are permitted daily contact with her. For the rest of us, it's usually forbidden. Her presence is so comforting that I regret not being able to visit her more often. It is an honor for me to be welcomed into your home, Oracle. Oh, sweet child, in such dark times your presence brings much joy to this old woman's heart. Dark times? I don't understand. Have you perhaps seen any misfortune in your visions? I wish I could share them with you, little one. But you know that such things are forbidden. Only His Majesty may consult with me regarding my visions, and yet the king has grown deaf ever since that woman has come to sit by his side. The witch. I have tried to warn him, but he does not listen. He does not listen. I shall speak to him. I will let him know that he must visit you with haste. Oh, sweet child. Though you are no longer much of a child now, are you? How old did you say you turned today? I smile weakly. It seems 13. Oh, but it does not seem like it at all, young one. Or are you simply lying to yourself?
She can tell.
Huh? A strange feeling nestles inside my chest upon hearing that. Only the blind and the foolish would believe that you are 13 years old. Rather, it would seem that you've just reached your 20s. I thought the same, but no one seemed to realize that I was no longer a child. I ended up thinking that somehow it was all just in my head. No one? Nonsense. I assure you that Crono has noticed too. I saw the look in his eyes as he spoke of you. There was something fearful in them, and something was rising as well. This makes no sense. I feel as though my head would explode if I keep thinking about this. Oh, you should rest for today, young one. You don't look well. I can't. Your visions, the banquet. What banquet? Tonight's for my birthday. I shall ask again. What banquet are you speaking of? What? I'm trying to think, but I can't remember any banquet.
I wonder if this is the witch's thing or something else. Most likely the witch, but yeah.
I don't understand. My head.
Blarg. I like this mystery. This is good. I like this so far.
Princess? Princess Erinys?
Oh, no, wait, it was a guard, okay. Well, I didn't know. It was question mark, question mark.
Suddenly I find myself before the corridor that leads to the Great Hall. I guess I spaced out.
His Majesty wishes to speak with you. You may, ain't you?
Like a puppet whose strings are being guided by unseen hands, I pass through the corridor without a sound until I eventually find myself within the Great Hall itself. Father is alone. Where is the woman who accompanies him these days? My head!
Erinys, my dear daughter, with every day that passes you step further away from the sweet nectar of childhood. Look at you. You're a young woman now.
Father?
I stopped being a child long ago. Time flies, Erinus, but in the eyes of the goddess and fate, luckily, you are still a child. Now, I surmise you came with questions, echoes of a whole kingdom, for rumors spread like wildfire.
Father, the oracle is worried. She laments that you no longer hear her voice.
Oh, my dear Erinus, I have heard many things in recent days, far too many.
What is happening, Father? You set a witch at your side and gather your generals. The corridors are filled with whispers that speak of war.
And those whispers hold weight to them. I have begun preparation to declare war on Fortuna.
Fortuna? Isn't their king a good friend of yours?
He is. He always has been. I shall ensure that his life is spared, even if he despises me for the rest of it. Now, I beg you, please do not ask further questions. You are far too young to be learning of the bitter realities of this world.
But Father...
Erinus, all these years I have tried to be a good king, the best for my people. And yet, in the darkest hour, I have found myself to be a tyrant, a selfish and cowardly man.
Father's normally firm and resolute voice seems to waver as he speaks.
I know the legacy I leave you will be hard, my daughter, and you cannot imagine how sorry I am. You cannot imagine what I'm capable of doing for you. The time will also come for you to measure your worth, Erinus. Be better than me, more just and worthy. May you then realize how much I...
Father, what's going on?
Hearken unto me, that who gazed upon the world with brazen pride, as a mere mortal deem thyself out in the divine weaving. From thy grasp I shall wrest the suns and moons, no longer shall the stars shine for thee. But the twilight of a kingdom is tender and serene, akin to the sweetest demise. But such is the benevolence and depths of mine affection. And the day begins again. Or maybe it's the end of the day.
Princess, it's been a long day. Denise, my voice is weak, my eyelids heavy. Good night, Princess. I'm so tired that I can't even begin to think. The sheets welcome me like a mother's embrace, and I just... Good night, Princess. The twilight of a kingdom is tender, serene, akin to the sweetest demise. And as I lay on my bed asleep, or perhaps even lifeless, I feel someone watching me. Silent and forgotten, a ghost amidst the shadows.
Oh, that's creepy.
Princess, wake up. By the goddess's grace, your kingdom has awakened, and so must you. Everything starts with Denise's voice. Dawn descends upon the kingdom and I wake up in my bedroom, a little disorientated.
Good morning, Denise. It started again.
Good morning, Princess Erinus. You're looking well. Surely you must be aware today's a very special day. A special day? Of course, today's your 13th birthday. Had you forgotten?
My
Birthday, right. It's going to be a wonderful day, Princess. Come along now and choose one of your best dresses. His Majesty awaits. Oh, you always do say you prefer getting dressed on your own, but if you need any help... No, I'm fine. Very well. In that case, I shall take my leave and help with the preparations for tonight's banquet. It's not every day that a princess has a birthday. And don't forget to pay your father a visit when you're ready. I will. I will.
The day has started over again.
Phew. Peace at last. Denise has tended to me for so long as I can remember. I hold her in very high regard, but sometimes she can be a bit tiresome. A banquet, huh? The idea sounds rather odd to me.
Is the key still in here?
I keep some jewelry here.
No, the key is not there this time.
This again. All my dresses seem too small for me. I must tell Denise. Why does it keep slipping my mind? For now, I'll leave like this. There's nothing inside this closet I could possibly wear.
It's the same.
Bad warning, someone grabs me from behind.
Hello? Were you the guy who was with me at night?
Do not fret, my princess. I have a message for you. What? Who are you? An intruder. The only piece that doesn't need to fit into your puzzlingly perfect world. The words are whispered against my ear. I can't see his face, but I can hear the smirk in his voice. My heart begins to race. Mind alert.
I shall stay still and listen to him.
Tell me what it is you want. I feel paralyzed. But despite my fears, I am not blind to the morbid curiosity that seems to scrape at the back of my mind. This man, just how exactly did he manage to get into my castle? Who is he?
Such an obedient little princess. Don't tell me you're frozen from fear.
Let me remind you that you are in my realm. With a single snap of my fingers, you'll be surrounded by guards. Don't forget that, even a moment. You better stop wasting what little time I have granted you. I have granted you, and speak now. While maintaining a semblance of authority, my voice carefully shifts to become barely a whisper, just like his. I don't want anyone to possibly hear and interrupt whatever it is he has to say. His light breath caresses the shell of my ear, warmer and closer than I've ever felt anyone's. It forces a flustered sigh out of me.
You are trapped, princess. This castle is your prison. You cannot leave it, nor can you leave today behind. Every day lived is merely an echo, an endless loop fated to repeat. Then again, I'm sure it's quite intoxicating. You are very much loved and respected here, are you not?
Every word reverberates in the recess of my soul. Despite their sting, I cannot help but feel there is truth to them. I begin to feel sick. A powerful headache overwhelms me whenever I think about it. But I don't want to stop thinking. I don't. What do you even know about this castle or about me?
I know everything you do not. And it is my wish to show you. But it cannot be here and now. Time is running out.
When? Faced with my impatience, he lets out an amused wheeze that tickles my neck.
I shall find you after today's lessons. Be patient, my princess.
With that, he steps back once more. Suddenly it feels as if the world has turned upside down. Everything spins in front of my eyes. Everything. My bedroom, my castle, my gardens, my squire, my teacher, my father. I feel myself falling for what seemed like an eternity, until a pair of strong arms catches me.
Alright, princess, are you alright?
Yes, I'm alright. Thank you.
If you are certain.
Yes, no need to worry. You may return to your post. Why did I stop in the middle of the corridor? I guess I spaced out. You seem lively this morning. No, I mean happy birthday, princess.
Thank you, Chrono. The kid smiles slightly in an attempt to conceal his nervousness.
Chrono's grandmother has served my family as the oracle for 3 generations. He's been instructed since very young to become my squire, though he's still a child. So, training even on a day of celebrations. Oh, of course, if I want to become a proper squire for my princess, I cannot neglect even a single day of training. He takes it really seriously. Why don't you show me your progress? Oh, you wish to train me, Princess? Are there no other matters you should tend to first?
Yep, let's begin. I'm ready. We train. Wait, I actually do have a new skill. Okay. And for those who are also a fan of feet, I mean, I'm just saying. Those toes are out. And now we're level 2. So yeah, it still persists day to day.
Well fought, Chrono. Thank you, Princess. I shall practice harder.
And here she comes with a lesson.
Princess, I bring a message from Professor Solomon. I applaud you not neglecting your training given on a day of celebrations, but let's not forget that cultivating your mind is equally important. Well, time for my daily lessons.
Say goodbye to Chrono this time.
I shall see you later. Keep training hard. I will, Princess.
Oh, well, I'd like today's lesson to be a revision.
Very well.
Let's take a look at this map. What would you like to review, Princess? Oh, this is new, the Ashen. Legends tell that at the dawn of time, the goddess has presented the first kings of unusual creatures. The gift Crystara receives is one of imposing winged beasts with claws like swords and breath of fire.
Dragons?
That's right. Dragons, guardians of Crystara, or so it should have been. Unfortunately, the pride and ambition of these creatures led them to revolt, as they wanted to make this land their own. It is said that even the terrors have carried out massacres as bloody as those our kingdom experienced back then. Seeing this, the goddess interceded on our behalf with a severe punishment. She stripped the dragons of their wings and strength, turning them into humans like the ones they had so despised, and banished them to a place that was named the Mountains of Penance, where they still live, oblivious to the rest of the world. These humans who were once dragons are today known as the Ashen. About the dragon that the king rode. Neith, who had fought for Crystara alongside the king, was the only dragon who did not receive the wrath of the goddess. He was the last of his kind. Such was their bond that, according to legends, his heart stopped when the king died.
What a commendable sense of loyalty.
Do you think the Ashen will ever be a threat? I see it as unlikely. They have lived secluded in the mountains for centuries and only emerged to trade on very rare occasions. I should add that they are a responsibility of Crystara and are under the kingdom's protection. If they were attacked, Crystara would intervene, just as it would if they were to provoke any sort of conflict. What happened to the creatures of the other kingdoms? Nothing is known about them. The popular belief is that they decided to go into hiding, petrified by the punishment of the dragons. They may have become extinct. Yep, skip time and finish lesson. Very well, Princess. That will be all for today.
Thank you for the lessons, Professor. Will I see you at the banquet?
I shall show up, of course. The birthday of the four princesses is an event that concerns the whole continent. I should count myself no exception.
Until this evening, then.
And now that fellow wants to see us.
But Princess, I don't mean to intrude, but I have a personal request. What is it? It's about my grandmother. She said that she would like to see you today before dusk to wish you a happy birthday. Oh, so I have her permission to visit? Yes, she's eagerly expecting you. Besides, she seems a bit stressed these days. Perhaps you could cheer her up. Understood. It shall be a true honour to visit the Oracle. Thank you, Princess. Remember that my house is the one by the lake to the east.
That's fine, but we don't go for you. The mysterious, sexy man wishes to have a conversation. Which I assume he'll probably be in my room. No? I thought he would be, said after the lessons. Where is he? Such a magnificent castle. There's an air of childless whimsy and a lack of worry and concern. Wouldn't you agree?
You... Oh? Have you forgotten me so soon, Princess? After such a magical encounter this morning? I wince as I feel a sharp pain inside my head. It feels as if invisible knives are being relentlessly driven into my skull. When I eventually open my eyes once more, his face starts to look familiar. You. I remember you.
I promised I'd return for you, and here I am.
This accursed headache again, clouding my judgment. I want answers. Start by telling me who you are.
My name is, Sinisha. Or Sinika. I am but a humble messenger who managed to sneak into your castle. With a lot of difficulty. With a lot of difficulty, I might add.
Messenger of whom?
Or the person who can break the curse that weighs down upon your kingdom. If you're willing to do what is necessary to do so, that is.
My kingdom? Cursed? I don't understand. Whenever I try to think about it, my head... Why do I suddenly have such a heavy feeling in my heart?
You're a prisoner in your own realm, Princess. So long as you remain here, you'll be unable to see or think clearly. But just by speaking of such things, I already inflicted grave pain upon you. The more I say now, the more you will suffer, and the less you will understand.
I don't care. I want to hear it. My voice raises in anger as if doing so could somehow take the anguish away. He, however, remains calm.
Come with me. Sinika holds out his hand towards the princess. Come inside my domain where my mistress awaits. She can lift the veil clouding your mind and alleviate your pain. Just for tonight, hear the truth spoken from her lips. Then you may freely decide if you wish to confront reality. Or resign yourself to this everlasting cycle. To living and reliving your 13th birthday time and time again in ignorant bliss. I'll trust you.
Perhaps I should be more cautious. Perhaps I should doubt him more than I do. But something feels wrong within me. It has felt that way for an eternity. What if my kingdom is truly cursed?
So I reckon even if I said no, I don't trust you, it would still loop and I'd get to this point again till I say yes.
I am Crystaria's princess, and my kingdom means everything to me. I take his hand in acceptance, and suddenly a strange sensation washes over me. I can't quite describe it. It's as if it's like waking up. He smiles and folds his fingers around mine. His voice lowers from the closeness. It's softer, more intimate.
Are you afraid?
Of course. I answer, looking into his eyes with determination. I'm not ashamed to admit the obvious. And as I do so for a split second, I swear his smile falters and his face reflects something else. However, he's quick to dismiss it. His tone is kind when he speaks once more.
I would be as well, probably. I must let you know that the outside world is just as dangerous as you've been told. You will need a weapon before you depart. Be quick about it. I shall be waiting near the main gate for you.
Understood. I will find a weapon and go to the gate.
Oh, just one more thing. Sinisha lets go of the princess's hand. You will have a tendency to forget. I used the effect when I held your hand, but you may forget me again if you're not careful. So keep repeating my name. Try to remember.
All right.
Sinika, Sinisha, Sinika, whatever.
Sinika. Or Seneca.
Maybe it's Seneca. Like, if I need a weapon, then I'm going to get one from the training grounds. And if I can't get one from that, I'll get one from the armory. It's that simple.
With those guards over there, I won't be able to steal any of the training weapons without looking suspicious. I'll have to search elsewhere.
Well, there's my plan out the window. Are we really going out and about, though, now in our nightie? Look, I'm okay with this. Yeah, so it's all good.
All right, I found a weapon. Now to find Seneca near the main gates.
Can I take a spear? Nah, I reckon even though I clip that, I'd still get a great sword. Is that equipped? No. Thank you.
Princess, why are you carrying such a weapon through the corridors? It's forbidden.
I'm going to the gardens to train.
Oh, does the Chained Square not have weapons for use?
Answer sternly.
I have graced you with an answer, yet you insist on wasting my time, questioning me as though I was some common thief. I didn't mean. Explain something to me, maid. Do you believe that your princess owes you any kind of explanation about what she does? No, of course not. Then go back to your duties, or I'll have to inform my father that the maid is overstepping her boundaries. Yes, princess, I'm sorry. Well, that did the trick.
Princess, may I ask you about the weapon you're carrying? You know the king's law, only he and the royal guard are permitted to carry them inside the castle.
I'm taking it back to where I got it from. The gardens. You may watch as I leave through the front door for reassurance if you must.
I see. In that case, I beg for you not to bring it inside the castle again. We must follow the king's law.
It shall not happen again. Well, that did the trick.
I see that you're ready.
Let's go to the main gate. How about you? Do you have a weapon?
I guess you've been wondering, so glad to confirm that I am a magician.
As I thought. You should know that magic is forbidden in Cristaria.
You know Harmonia, really, but this won't be the first law you'll break today. My magic is at your service, princess. Use it to achieve your ends. Elements in healing magic, his spells concerning pitch can be equipped by performing an attack. Some enemies have elemental strengths and weaknesses. This means that attacks from certain elements may do more or less damage than usual. Weaknesses will appear as a question mark, will only be revealed when the enemy is attacked by the element. Okay. Well, first husbando has been collected. Let's go. We're going to have to fight the guards, aren't we?
Before the main gate stand several soldiers barring our passage. But why? Has someone raised the alarm?
Princess Erinys, you know better than anyone that it's forbidden to cross the gates.
Open them. It's an order.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. This is a direct order from the king himself.
There's no higher authority than my father. Not even I could disobey.
Princess, for your own safety, I'll beg you to step away from this intruder and return to the castle.
The guards are determined. Gripping their weapons tightly, they won't let us pass through.
Refuse to fight.
What choice do I have? Raising a sword against my own people is simply inconceivable. Unconscionable, I think it's supposed to be. There may be another option. My good soldiers, listen to me. It is possible that terrible peril looms over our kingdom. For the sake of my people, I must cross these gates too.
Erinys.
I hear Sneaker utter my name for the first time, and with that small act, my words quickly die in my throat, my eyes searching for him in surprise. Stretched across his face, I find a tepid smile.
You would never be able to leave this castle, for you've never known what lies beyond. To you, nothing else exists beyond these walls, thus a part of you is afraid and refuses to leave. But I have seen the world, princess. If it's with me, you can cross this threshold. Do you trust me?
I don't understand what he's saying.
Princess, don't listen to this man. I must insist you step away from him immediately, lest we have to resort to force. I trust Seneca. He can probably teleport, is that right? Oh, we're having a hug. Nice. Accept me.
His voice is a plea in my ear, delivered in the form of a whisper, softly spoken. His words and touch seem to paralyze me.
Walk inside my realm, and I shall show you everything you cannot see.
Something inside my head feels ready to explode, forcing me to shut my eyes tightly. Whatever it is, it wants me quiet, submissive, as it weaves its spider web throughout the world that surrounds me. Father, oh father!
In the darkest hours, I have found myself to be a tyrant, a selfish and cowardly man.
I hear father's voice in a memory, I can't fully recall an uncertain past, a forgotten future. It fractures and blends with other voices I don't understand.
Learn how to talk to solitude, and it'll stop being your enemy. Oh, I can see it in your eyes, boy. You have been dreaming of me, haven't you?
A strange sensation begins to take over me. New and unfamiliar. It's like vertigo. As if I were tumbling into an abyss. It's cold. I'm so cold.
Princess.
Seneca's whispers bring me back to reality. I notice that I'm still in his arms. The soldiers are gone.
What happened to the soldiers?
I pull back from him slowly, unable to help but notice as the strange now icy air nips at my skin and draws a trembling exhale past my lips. I don't know what just happened. Almost sternly, my eyes meet with his and I find myself searching, seeking anything that might lay behind them. However, I find nothing beyond that silent smile of his.
Look. All the brightness is gone as well.
I raise my eyes to the gate to find them wide open. Beyond them I cannot discern anything but shadows. The sight is so daunting that it takes my breath away. Is this the world beyond my castle?
This is the end of childhood, Princess.